the biggest entrepreneur platform on the planet. This is Business Rockstars. We are the biggest entrepreneur platform on the planet. Welcome to Business Rockstars. My rock star today, Jonathan Budd. He is the CEO and founder of Powur. Thanks for sitting down and chatting with me.
I'm glad to be here.
Good. So tell everyone, what is Powur?
You know, Powur is a movement, if I can just be totally straightforward.
We like straightforward.
Yeah. You know, we're more of a movement than a business. We want to accelerate the adoption of solar energy worldwide. And we're doing that by empowering, right now, thousands of people. Our aspirations are millions of people to really engage by becoming solar entrepreneurs. So we've built a platform that allows almost anyone to become a solar entrepreneur in all the markets we currently serve, which is 29 U.S. states and Canada.
Amazing. And I think we all know this is important, but
Hopefully.
Sometimes we don't know why. And that's the next step in order to just kind of push us over the edge to be more mindful of using solar energy. So if you could explain why this is so important.
It's absolutely critical. Obviously we have huge business icons like Elon Musk who have very clearly made the case for why we need to get off fossil fuels, and tons of scientists and everybody else. But there's more to it than just that. It's more than just saving the future of our planet, right? It's just a smarter choice for energy. It limits pollution. It returns energy independence. It puts money back in people's pockets. It's cheaper. It's more efficient. And it's abundant. There's not a limited amount of this stuff that's eventually going to run out. There's 4 billion years of unlimited sunshine. Why are we still digging up fuels, burning them, polluting our planet, and doing it more expensive a lot of the times than the alternative that we have today? It just makes no sense why the world isn't solar powered.
Yeah, the alternative makes way more sense, especially when you explain it the way you did, and has so many more benefits than just benefiting our Earth, which alone is a really good reason, but monetarily and so many other reasons to go this route. So what inspired you specifically to want to get into this line of work?
Well, I don't know if it's a common story, but it seems like there's some commonality to it. But I had another business, and I did fairly well at that business, and I lost the passion for that business. It just seemed like life wanted to take me in a different direction, and I'm very motivated by that internal feeling of what's driving me. What am I really passionate about? What's going to make me so enthusiastic and excited every single day when I get out of bed that I just can't stop? I want to do that. And if I start to feel that energy wane, it affects my business, right? So my old business stopped getting the best of me. And I felt myself being called into a business that had much more impact, something that I knew was making a bigger difference, that was going to leave a real legacy that lasted way longer than I would, be on this planet for. That's what motivated me. That drove me.
I think you are an amazing example of how you came from humble beginnings, had many challenges, and you turned those obstacles into opportunities. So if you could take us back to, you really had kind of a pivotal moment in your life where you decided, I'm going to change my course and do amazing things. So take me back to that time in high school.
Well, I haven't really shared this story with a lot of people, but I suppose it's time. By the time I was 16 years old, Alex, I was basically looking at doing 90 days in prison. I was already on probation. I had just gotten arrested again. And the way that I avoided that was I agreed to go to rehab centers. And for 9 months, my entire junior year in high school, I was gone. I wasn't in high school. I was in different therapeutic programs across the country, which, thank God. I was even lucky that I had that. And, that was sort of the beginning of the change in my life. But just to give it was bad. It was highly probable that my life would have been spent in a prison, not sitting here today. And when I was 20 years old, the thing that put the finishing touches on everything is that my lifestyle eventually led to me being taken hostage at gunpoint in the middle of the night by two people who broke into my house. And I sort of felt in that moment, after that whole experience subsided, that I was going to die if I did not change my life, that I had reached the end of the road, that I had no more chances. This path is leading nowhere. And for whatever luck, I don't know why it happened, but I just decided to change my life. And I went in another direction, and I ignored the noise, and I ignored the old friends, and I just got myself out of that environment, and I did whatever I needed to do to change my life. And when I made that decision, it was like positivity exploded in another direction. So I think a lot of times it really can be as simple as making a decision that you're going to change your life and aligning yourself with that true direction that you really want to be going in and just not stopping. And man, I failed forward. I had nothing. I had no mentors, no background, no experience, no research, nothing. I mean, it was just like pure luck, stumbling from one thing to another thing that put me on this path today. So, and I have a very blessed life today.
This is a perfect time to take a little break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about more where you are now and how you got there as you continued that journey. So sit tight. Me too. We are the biggest entrepreneur platform on the planet. This is Business Rockstars. We are the biggest entrepreneur platform on the planet. Welcome back to Business Rockstars. We're continuing our powerful conversation with Jonathan Budd, CEO and founder of Powur. And we were joking during the break that, okay, hard part's over. Now we can talk about the easy stuff. Not so much. That obviously was probably the most important part, that pivotal moment. But then the work really has just begun because you never arrive. It's always a journey. And you decided you wanted to set out on this entrepreneurial journey. So how did you get into entrepreneurship?
It was literally stumbling in. So I got a call one day from an uncle, family member, he wanted to introduce me to a business opportunity in network marketing. I was 20 years old and I had nothing better going on. So that seemed about the only opportunity I had. And I said, well, what the heck, why not? And that was really my gateway. And the early struggles of just every idea you have for how you're going to win and how you're going to succeed, pretty much failing. At that moment, you can either quit or you can solve the problem and figure out how you're going to succeed. And so you do that enough and you learn a lot.
So what would you say are the qualities you possessed as an entrepreneur that have allowed you to continue to be an entrepreneur and start another business?
I think that you have to have a vision. You've got to be able to look out into the world, 10 years from today. The longer, the better. One of my really good friends and a great mentor told me that the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is that and he is a billionaire, so he can actually tell me this. Yeah. A millionaire has a 1-year vision. A billionaire has a 20-year vision. And that really stuck with me. And so I think if you got a 1-year vision, great, you can probably build $1 million business. But the bigger that vision becomes, the more inspiring it is. If you could literally see, how is my company, how is my product, how is my service going to be able to affect people and create value decades from now, you've got something really awesome on your hands.
And you went the crowdfunding route, right?
Oh, they've raised money from everywhere. So no.
From everywhere, okay.
We've raised millions from angel investors. And then our last round was a $1.4 million round. We did crowdfunding.
Wow. Okay. So tell me about both and what it's like to get angel investment versus crowdfunding. Any
I like crowdfunding.
Insight you have. Okay.
It fits my nature, online marketer, digital publishing.
A lot of storytelling intertwined.
Yeah, storytelling. So, I'm not going to say it's the right way for everybody, but my God, for us, it was phenomenal because it fit so many of my skills and our team skills. And it's just, it was a lot more uncomfortable asking everybody for money one by one.
Versus if you ask a group collectively, then it's a little
ask a group and make a video and share your story with the world.
Well, I think in general, when you are using your story as a vehicle to ask for something, it's more powerful than feeling like you're just directly asking. So that's a good lesson for if you are going to angel investors to the power of storytelling. So it doesn't feel quite as, preachy or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
So with crowdfunding, what's your advice for that?
If one can have some significant larger investors committed prior to the round to show some early traction, and a smart incentive strategy for an audience, right? For who your right audience is, who your demographic is, then you can show early traction and early success and early results, and that tends to bode really well as the larger crowd, takes a look at what you're doing and makes a decision whether or not they want to invest.
And I think crowdfunding is especially powerful for a business like Powur, where it's very purposeful and does a lot of good in the world, because then you can really tell that story. So give us an example of how you've relayed your story through this crowdfunding campaign.
It's super authentic for us because it's what we do every day. It's why we live what we live, and we talk about it nonstop. We're here to accelerate the adoption of sustainable energy worldwide. We're not just a widget. It's the classic sort of Simon Sinek, why do you do what you do? We never stop talking about it constantly. That's what we're here to do. We are going to accelerate the adoption of sustainable energy worldwide. And people who want to participate in that, who get inspired by that, are gravitated towards our company. They want to work with us and they want to be a part of it. And then we get into the specifics of how we're going to do that.
So it comes full circle. It's back to that vision we were talking about. You really are sharing your vision with everyone.
Religiously.
What is your number one piece of advice for aspiring and new entrepreneurs?
There is no proven path for what you want to do. So just start. Just do it. Because the alternative is that you have no idea what you could be missing out on and losing out on by not doing it. I mean, you have no idea how amazing life can be if you do it, if you take action. So just try, just get started. There really is so much less to lose than we really think there is to lose.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by, sharing your powerful story, all your amazing insights, and thank you so much for your purposeful work in this world.
It was my pleasure, Alex. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. We are the biggest entrepreneur platform on the planet. This is Business Rockstars.